1, 2, 3, test. Program. Tested.
There we go.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Candace Edwards and I'm here with Khan, Mr. Khan.
Yes, Can.
We are the Advocate for Justice. And look on our YouTube channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturday. Well, Saturday is the Bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.
Bacchanal Saturday we call in that. Where you can call in and bad okay man, bad okay woman. Let's sit and have a chat. Right? Mr. Khan?
7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Make sure and call. Bacchanal Saturday. But we'll be on a Tuesday and Thursdays as well for all those hardcore issues that are affecting you. Water, mosquitoes, parliamentarians. We'll be there. Call in and talk. We'll be coming to you to do interviews, showing the videos, and then we'll be airing them.
Yes, for everyone to see, so you too can have a voice. Whatever situation you would have been facing in the past and even in the present time now, you can come out. You feel free to call. We are your voice. Let us stand in the gap for you and bring this situation out into the light.
This video was born because a lot of people commenting, so we're trying to give the people
A voice.
So make sure and tune in. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and
Saturday, Bacchanal Saturday.
I like it. There we go.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Candace Edwards and I'm here with Khan, Mr. Khan.
Yes, Can.
We are the Advocate for Justice. And look on our YouTube channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturday. Well, Saturday is the Bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.
Bacchanal Saturday we call in that. Where you can call in and bad okay man, bad okay woman. Let's sit and have a chat. right? Mr. Khan?
7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Make sure and call. Back on our Saturday. But we'll be on a Tuesday and Thursdays as well for all those hardcore issues that are affecting you. Water, mosquitoes, parliamentarians. We'll be there. Call in and talk. We'll be coming to you to do interviews, showing the videos, and then we'll be airing them.
Yes, for everyone to see, so you too can have a voice. Whatever situation you would have been facing in the past and even in the present time now, you can come out. You feel free to call. We are your voice. Let us stand in the gap for you and bring these situations out into the light.
This video was born because a lot of people commenting. So we're trying to give the people
a voice.
So make sure and tune in. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and
Saturday, Bacchanal Saturday.
Well, again. There we go.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Candace Edwards and I'm here with Khan, Mr. Khan.
Yes, Khan.
We are the Advocate for Justice. And look on our YouTube channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturday. Well, Saturday is the Bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.
Bacchanal Saturday we call in that. Where you can call in and bad okay man, bad okay woman. Let's sit and have a chat. Right? Mr. Khan?
7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Make sure and call. Bacchanal Saturday. But we'll be on a Tuesday and Thursdays as well for all those hardcore issues that are affecting you. Water, mosquitoes, parliamentarians. We'll be there. Call in and talk. We'll be coming to you to do interviews, showing the videos, and then we'll be airing them.
Yes, for everyone to see, so you too can have a voice. Whatever situation you would have been facing in the past and even in the present time now, you can come out. You feel free to call. We are your voice. Let us stand in the gap for you and bring these situations out into the light.
This video was born because a lot of people commenting. So we're trying to give the people
a voice.
So make sure and tune in. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and
Saturday, Bacchanal Saturday.
Well, again. There we go.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Candace Edwards and I'm here with Khan, Mr. Khan.
Yes, Khan.
We are the Advocate for Justice. And look on our YouTube channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturday. Well, Saturday is the Bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.
Bacchanal Saturday we call in that. Where you can call in and bad okay man, bad okay woman. Let's sit and have a chat. Right? Mr. Khan?
7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Make sure and call. Bacchanal Saturday. But we'll be on a Tuesday and Thursdays as well for all those hardcore issues that are affecting you. Water, mosquitoes, parliamentarians. We'll be there. Call in and talk. We'll be coming to you to do interviews, showing the videos, and then we'll be airing them.
Yes, for everyone to see, so you too can have a voice. Whatever situation you would have been facing in the past and even in the present time now, you can come out. You feel free to call. We are your voice. Let us stand in the gap for you and bring these situations out into the light.
This video was born because a lot of people commenting. So we're trying to give the people
a voice.
So make sure and tune in. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and
Saturday, Bacchanal Saturday.
Well, again.
Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now, today we're supposed to have other guests on the program. I'm trying to page Mr. Khan. But however, the show must go on. We have Candace Edwards here, a new addition to our program to give a woman perspective on things. Now, this is just the first of our many broadcasts, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Miss Candace, I know, we had our little chat today concerning what would have taken place. Formally introduce yourself so, the audience could get, a little accustomed to you.
Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Candace Edwards, and I am one of the Advocates for Justice, right? Well, this show is mainly about talking about your issues, situations that you would have gone through, where you would not have gotten justice, where you would have been taken advantage of, right? You could come on this program and air your story, and you could get help. Even if you're paying, you get help, at least you come out and you tell your side of the story so that people could be aware of what is taking place in society. Right? So feel free to call in. This program is all about justice. It is all about fighting and pushing back for all the unjust that you would have faced in time gone by. we had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Mirage, where he would have reached out to us, right, with a private matter. You understand? And we was able to get help for him to deal with his situation. So this is not about feeling shame to come out and say your side of the story or to get help. For too long, a lot of people have been going through distress, heartache, and pain and have nobody to talk to. They had to die with this suffering and pain. And this story is all about coming and talking about all what you would have faced in times gone by. So our number is there on the screen. Mr. Jeffrey, our number is there.
Yes, our number is there.
Right, so feel free to call in at any time, right, and liaise with us, let us know your story, and we will put it out there and help you all to get some sort of justice. As I said before, now is the time to push back. You cannot just sit down and take advantage. You cannot come out. I urge you. Me and the team will stand up, myself, and the team will stand up with you guys and try our best to help you all in whatever way we can in seeking justice.
I like how you just say that justice thing now, Gail. I like how you say it.
It's all about justice because since after my situation, right, on Juve morning, that is what prompted me to do the show. Because you can't be living your life thinking you're living your life free and honest and people coming to advantage you. And your mistake is we're not living in slavery days no more. Right? So you have to come out and talk. You have to come out and tell somebody. And when you tell somebody, the right person is going to hear you.
True.
Too much advantage is taking place in this place for too long. So you have to have a voice. And if you can't talk, let us be a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Let us advocate for you guys. Let us come out there and tell the story like it is. Come with your proof, come with your facts, and we will put it out there so that people will know exactly what you're going through and you're going to get help. So this is what this program is about. This program, as I said before, it is not about bacchanal and confusion. It is about telling the story like it is. So you all can feel free to come on, call in, tell your story. You understand me? Tell your story, say it like it is, and put it out there so that people will know and they could get help. Or if not, if the time has passed where you could have got help and your chest back and you decide, well, time done gone already, you ain't better with that, at least you could warn the public.
Candace, hold on, I seen Sheldon going on and join us on the team here. Right, Mr. Sheldon.
Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon,
Well, we was waiting on you all the time, Sheldon.
I go to still lovely and I still love it. First time, friends that live in this house, bathroom. So good afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon.
Greetings to you and your family and one and all, and on this joy and grateful Tuesday afternoon. This program was born out of the many persons that myself and Ransom meet on a daily basis while we traverse Trinidad and Tobago in various communities, villages, where people have various problems, issues that need to be highlighted. But more to the point is we found a lot of times that when we air a video, speaking to the viewers here and the people who comment, well, a lot of times when we air a video, there are a lot of people that come and make comments, and out of that, Candace being one of them as well, she would have reached out to us when she had a problem with her son, and we would have gone to Sandy Grande and tried to highlight the matter, and she will go into more as to how she got the issue highlighted, from our initial stage. But that being the case, we found that there was a given amount of people that needed to sometimes, you know, we stubborn by the doubles man, or the punch man, or the bacon shark man, as the case might be. But sometimes people just meet us on the street, just in point, this very weekend, when the Ministry of Health would have, and I'll make my contribution a little short because I don't want to, you know, over talk on the other two knowledgeable guests, you know, knowledgeable other persons sharing the panel here. But just this weekend here, we would have had a number of persons calling us where the Ministry of Health would have indicated that dengue, there's a dengue outbreak in Trinidad and Tobago, and Point Fortin reported as having the highest number of cases. You know, we'll go into that subject a little further. You know, we'll go into that subject a little further because that is an ongoing video segment that we do, ongoing video segment, ongoing video assignment that we're doing right now, and we're reaching out for other parties to give their views and their opinions. But again, let me say good night to one and all, and my two lovely guests, two lovely co-hosts, Renison and Candace.
Yes, and good night again, sir.
Right. So you know we were at the in Egypt village where we would have
On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Well, Saturday is the bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.
a lot of you people outside they go like to see. Now we would have been talking about this whole dengue issue and why Point is on the map with this dengue thing. And you know, I didn't want to break the story like that, you know, but the issue there, can you? I mean, you was the man that was there. Let me look for the video. And in the meantime, I'll give the audience a little thing because I mean, it real bad. It real bad.
I know it real bad, but I would love to hear more from Stan. Because I know people are accustomed to see my story with me and your ugly face. And you know, it's a breath of fresh, lovely, fragrant air that's getting out, and we have Candace joining. So I would like viewers and audience to get to know Candace a little bit more because they're concerned with me and you all about the way to sell. Candace.
Well, yes, I would say so.
Candace, well, the man just take the floor and give it back to you, you know. Yeah. So, I mean, introduce yourself. I mean, people gonna want to know who is Candace.
Well, I'll reintroduce myself. My name is Candace Edward, and I am from Sandy Grande, in an area called Northeastern Settlement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I would have had a situation on Tuesday morning. I wouldn't really go into the lengths and the depths because I with the rage that I had, I spread the word all over the world, and Mr. Renison and yourself would have reached out to me, right? And you all would have come to Sandy Grande and air the story. And because of that, together with Mr. Mahabir and Ms. Diana, we was able to reach out to certain people where I could have gotten help, where my voice would have been heard, where I would have gotten lawyers to stand with my son and the other two young men that were abused at that time, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, I wouldn't really touch much on the dengue, but I will touch more on the issue that I want to deal with, right? Mm-hmm. It's mainly to give the voiceless a voice.
Yes.
Right? Because there are lots of people out there with issues. Like this afternoon, I walk in, minding my business, and a young lady stopped me, and she was telling me, she said, "You're the lady on TikTok." I said, "Yes, darling. I had to try my little thing, to get these stories out." She said, "But I have an issue, When is your show? When can I come and talk to you?"
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 30 to 9.
Right. So I even told her that, but she told me she would not be able to. I even invited her to come on the show tonight, but she was a bit shy, and I had to coax her. So I made an arrangement to meet with her tomorrow.
Right.
Please God, so she will come and bring me up to date on her story, so we could put it out there, right? Then there's another gentleman who there's a lot of people coming to me with their stories, and I am telling them, you cannot stay quiet. You have to talk out. You have to tell somebody. You understand me?
This is what you
Right. So if you tell somebody what you're going through, look at it, for instance, today, I'm a living testimony to that. And I'm not taking the fame for that. It's because it's something that I have seen with my own two eyes, and I am still hurting up until today. Right? And I could imagine how I felt. I know how I felt. And there are people out there with a lot of stories. One of my friends, another one again today, was telling me her story where she was raped twice as a young lady, and she had nobody to go to. She couldn't even tell her parents.
This possible I can interject just for a minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Could you explain to us when that situation happened? You know, and you would have I would think that I would surmise that you would have reached out to people before you would have reached out to us. Could you express that hopelessness?
All right. Well, when the situation took place, before the situation took place, I got little videos to talk about my situation, right?
Yeah.
Right. Somebody had sent me a video where they were taking pictures of my son. So from the time I see they start taking pictures, I said, here we're going on. Police said, go just take a picture, just like that. Something is up. So I decided to go to the station for myself to speak to the officers in charge of the division, which is the task force, to find out what it is really going on.
I can understand. I have a son as well, and I need one son to try.
Right? So because remember, you are a single parent, you're working 24/7 to provide for your family. You don't have time to stay home and monitor them. You will trust that when you go to work, they will be doing the right thing. Right? So I said to myself, here we're going on. I don't be wrong. I don't know what it is he's doing. The best person to give me that information has to be the police. So let me go to them as a mother, find out what's going on. And they didn't even take me on.
Right.
Right? And when that happened on Tuesday. So Thursday and Friday I was up and down PSB to the San Granny police station, and nobody was taking me on. But when the situation happened on Thursday, on Tuesday morning, well, of course, was Carnival, so we had to wait until, Jubilee, Carnival, everything done. And then I decided to sit down and make a video, right? And when I made the video and I threw it out there, I didn't know much about TikTok, somebody told me about TikTok, right? And I went up on the TikTok and I made a video and I threw it out there. And then I was seeing this workers' rights union person messaging me, but I wasn't really taking it on. And then when he messaged me inbox, right, I decided, let me give this person a chance. Let me hear what this person had to say. Another radio announcer, she reached out to me, but I didn't answer to her because of certain reasons. Right? And then from there, two other journalists from out in America saw the story and they contacted me.
That's
right? No, that is the Phantom. Right? And Miss Diana. And right after that, there was they do interviews with myself and one or two people, two of the young men that was beaten as well for seeing what take place. Right? They did two interviews with them, they put it out there. And then I heard about the crime watch meeting that the opposition leader was having in Sandy Grandy in one of the high schools. And I went there, and when I was given a chance to talk, I told them what it is I was facing and what it is I saw, and the opposition leader told me, she stopped me and she told me she will try her best and she will get two lawyers to stand with the boys and them in the matter which she kept her promise.
Mm-hmm.
The very next day, the lawyers and they, together with Ms. Khadija Amin, they contacted us and we was by the lawyer forthwith, right? So the young men and them, they had lawyers to represent them, right? And from that time to now, I felt a little comfortable. But you see that situation, it never stopped right in my mind. It still better me up to today.
I can imagine it in your quiet moment.
Yes.
Playing it in your mind.
It keeps playing in my mind. And then I said to myself, I say, you know, people have to come out and talk about the injustice they are facing, right? Not only with the police, right? Because we know it's a good police and it's a bad police. We live in that, so we know what's taking place.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other issues where people would have faced, you understand me? And it's like, right now, like I'm a magnet to that. People just walking up to me, they see my video on TikTok, and they asking me questions, and then I decided that I was talking to Mr. Renison. No, Mr. Renison was telling me, Candace, why you don't do your own show? And I was playing with the thought in my mind, you know. I said, but, you know, I don't really want to do that. But then again, I had to come out and talk because there are a lot of people going through situations and they're scared. And they are being dominated, you know, by that, you know. Go ahead.
So we're saying then a lot of announcers on them. I mean, when they come to air the story, they just take it over and just for the own aggrandizement then. Because...
Right, so there's one gentleman, right? I think he works with CNC. I wouldn't call him, right? But there was a story that needed to be highlighted. And people came out to tell their side of the story concerning the same officer, right? Who I thought in the act, I saw him with my own two eyes, and other people saw him too. And the people in the neighborhood came out and they started complaining about him. So I telling myself, no, if I could, that's before I met you, Mr. Renison. If I could get this gentleman to come in the area and interview the people on them so they could get the story out there because they are being advantaged by that same officer. The man came and he did the story, but he cut it up. He did not say the truth for the people, the public to hear, because if that whole story would have hit social media the way it was supposed to hit, plenty heads would have turned. So that alone is the show. Right, thank God for YouTube, thank God for Facebook and Instagram and all these places where they're trying to, you know, put a muzzle on it. When they pop a video, they want to freeze it, they want to do a kind because they don't want the public to actually know what is taking place. And a lot of people is going through victimization, whether on work, in their home, with a family member. People need to come out and talk. So when Mr. Mahadia reached out to me with his situation, right, I contacted Mr. Renison and I told him about it, and I decided to do my own video home at my house, and I even went by the gentleman and did the story with him, and then we posted it up, right, and a lot of people started to follow the story and comment, right, and then... Right. So when I saw that now, and then a lot of people keep saying, Candace, why you don't do your own program? Why you don't do your own program? You can be a good advocate for justice. Right. As soon as you know, I will try something. And I am willing to go with this full stream ahead. You know why? It's too much. It's too much. Now is the time for people to push back. You see the advantage and the wickedness, the injustice has to stop. You have to come out and talk. You know, you will get help. I got help. You understand me? Even if your time pass and you cannot address the matter, at least, you know, you will come out and talk, and somebody else will hear your story and they will say, hey, I remember this man would come on YouTube or TikTok or wherever and talk about this. Let me not go that way. Next minute the same thing happened to me. Because I met a gentleman again in the Maxi sometime about 3 weeks ago, and he was telling me where he bought a car online. I sold their man, and they robbed him his money. So he's telling me now that he wants to come on air and tell his side of the story. He knows he wouldn't get no justice, but he wants to warn the public as what to do, what not to do, and to be careful.
What so people brave, yes, the robber soul, yeah, is saying?
Yeah, the robber soul, yeah. And you can see he was really heartbroken, and he needed somebody to talk to him. When I got in the mask, I saw him looking at me. I felt uncomfortable. And then he waited until one of the passengers, you know, come out of the mask, and then he came and he asked me, you was the lady on TikTok? I said, yes. He said, well, let me tell you what's going on with me. He said, I want to talk to somebody. So I said, all right, I know somebody I could put you on to, and they can help you with that. But then again, he never contacted me, right? Because, you know, probably get frightened. But you see, these are things you're not supposed to be afraid of. You have to come out and talk. You have to come out and talk because it's too much advantage taking place and people going silent and saying nothing.
And there is no avenues for them to vent. And as we say, when people start to talk about certain things, you see other presenters take the story for their own aggrandizement and grandizement. And you see other people chop up the story, and this is something that people have been complaining about for years.
Yeah.
You understand? People want an avenue as to air their side of the story, and they're not getting that. They ain't getting that from no media.
No media.
And this is something that, you know, this platform is based on just that, where you are able to tell your story and give your side.
Yeah.
That's what this thing is about, you know. This thing is about, you know, you come in here. Because let me tell you here something. We have been through a tornado with airing facts on social media. Because for the minute you start to air facts, the people that is advantaging you want to remain in the dark. They don't want their story to come out in it. And every time, and it can happen, you can check the days from the time you start to bring out certain truth and certain facts and in the public for people to see some of these nasty, stinking behavior that they have. Pre-action protocol letter and warning letter. Because you self can. This is what I told me about a gentleman that was harassed by a police, and all of a sudden he would have put out an account in which he would have went throughout the old man. And they send him a pre-action protocol letter just so, and I just wonder what really going on here. So
that is sorry to cut across it. That is the old gentleman in Manzanilla where he was beaten, right? Because he would have seen my video on TikTok, and he reached out to his wife, reached out to me.
Yeah.
Right? Where they would have beat him, right? And he right now the man suffering with his kidneys because they hit him all on his side and all of that. So I put him on to the same lawyer that Miss Bistessa had given to my son and the other two gentlemen.
Yeah.
And he went into the man, I want to believe, and he's looking to take the matter to court. Because this man said he was going about his business. I put it up on my page. I didn't want it to go into it too much because at the time I was new to this and I was a bit scared because I didn't want the police and them to target me more than ever. You understand me? Right? So I showed them the way, what to do, how to go about it. You understand? Because that is injustice. You can't meet people on the street and do them wickedness. You are there
at all. You can't see people and just do them wickedness and feel well, you know. I mean, there is a God at the end of the day, you know. But sometimes, you know, we have to take measures within our own hands. Not unlawfully, you know. Lawfully. Lawfully. And this is a medium in which we could do just that. And you could be able to do it sometimes. I sure that man, when you call him and you talk to him and you tell him, but you know, this is how he sometimes they himself know what to do.
Yeah, he was at a loss. He didn't know what to do. The gentleman called me crying. Right? So I told him, well, I give him the advice that was given to me, and I point him in the direction. I sent him to do the normal routine, go to PCA, go to Professional Standard Bureau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and make a complaint. I think he did that, right? And then the officers and them, he said the officers and them started to taunt him. They came to his house, and the officer packed up in front of his house and watching him be safe. You understand? And then they sent him a pre-action letter, right? To desist from calling their names. But they are the ones that caused the unjust to the gentleman. Whose name he's supposed to call? He can't call my name. He can't call your name, Mr. Renaissance.
No.
Mr. Khan's name. He has to call the person who did him the unjust. And this platform is for that. You have to come out and talk. Because listen to me. These people, when they're doing you the unjust, they're not afraid, you know. Right? So then why must you be afraid to stand up for your rights?
Yeah.
You have to stand up for your rights. And I am the judge a person like this. You see, once I know I am within my rights, because, as I said, I saw with my own two eyes what the officer did to my son. I came out and I talked. And if you question me on that story, that happened since in February, gone, right? Look how much months gone by. And if you question me and that, no, I can't tell you the story word for word. You know why? Because I saw what took place and I felt the pain because I bear that child in my belly for 9 months. Right? And when I was telling my story, this officer, he was so bullshit, he was laughing at me. He was posting up all kind of thing online for me to see, but I never answered him. The only thing I told him, when he said that he is living in my mind for rent-free, I told him, yes, you must live in my mind rent-free, because I see what you do, and as a mother, it hurt me. It hurt me to see an officer of the law who is there to protect and serve commit a crime and hiding behind the Trinidad and Tobago police badge. And when I reached out to my commissioner, even the Attorney General, and the Prime Minister, nobody took me on until when the story started hit social media, right? Then the senior superintendent in charge of Tandy Granny Station sent some officers in front of my door this Saturday morning to take a statement from me, which I did not give them a statement. I run them because only after that to find out that the officer who would have did the unjust to my son is related to the man in charge of Grandy Station. And this officer have been having people like Mr. Rebel, but right about now, the place they go quiet, they ain't here and he didn't calling, so I want to believe that he on suspension or they must be moving to another district. But again, as I said, removing him and putting him to another district, it is not going to stop the situation. He's going to be fresh for another district, and he will start all over again because he was never corrected. He was never brought in for disciplinary action because that said officer, there is numerous reports from that officer in police complaint. And how I know this, while I was there lodging my complaint, one of the officers there mouth clipped. They say he again the amount of complaints they have on this gentleman. This gentleman is a SRP. You understand what I'm saying? You see these people, they're taking, although they were in the badge and the square, or they're taking the law into their own hands and they're twisting it and curbing it for their own benefit. So if they don't like you, they give you a hard time. Let me just draw this reference to you. While I was on my journey, trying to speak to the inspector in charge of the station concerning my issue, asking them why it is they targeting my son, what is it he's doing? Let me know as a mother, because at least there's something going on I need to know. I was standing in the charge. And I saw a few gentlemen came in with book and pen, a couple of book and pen. So in my mind, this is something new to me. So I am saying what the station giving electricity classes, not knowing is the bill they come in to sign. And when the officer was asking them, what you coming for? One say guns and ammunition, the other one say marijuana and whatever. When he reached about the 637th one, I heard him ask the gentleman, the young fella, what they give you? And I was like, what's the officer? I said, what do you mean, what they give him? He said, man, you don't know what's going on in here, no? You don't know what's going on in here? Young man, what is it they give you? So then I said to myself, so then if the officer could ask the young man what they give you, it's because what another gentleman met me on the streets and was explaining to me, but then the possibility could exist because the young man told me he and the officer had a little beef, and the officer come and pick him up, arrest him, carry him down to the station, and the next thing you know, he was charged for guns and ammunition. So I asked him now if he wants to come out and tell his side of the story. Now he was there when the gentleman from CNC came and did the interview with us. The young man came out and talked. And when he was looking for it on the news, it was nowhere there. They cut up the story, they chop up the story like sushi. So again, I am saying this. Thank God for these channels like YouTube and TikTok, where you could come out, because when we realized the story get cut up, there was a guy there with a best phone and he recorded everything and he started to share it. But then remember, it could only reach so much people. right? Had we known you, Mr. Renison and Mr. Khan, we would have given you all the story where you all would have been able to air worldwide so that people could know the injustice. Now, I'm not saying that there is people in the back where I live and in other areas not on crime. But the thing is this, you don't just tarnish a young man's reputation, his future. Look, my son, he's only 19, he just finished school. And because you don't like him, probably his mouth must be hot, and he must answer you back. You decide to set him up. You understand me? And give him a key. So when you tarnish these young people, they done out of jobs. They're home doing nothing. They will say idle hands find idle things to do. And you as an officer who's there to protect and serve, you are advantaging them. You're using your powers and prosecuting them. Because why? You could do it, hide behind the law, and get away. That is not right. So this program that we are trying to put in motion here is for people like myself and other people that was victimized, whether by the police, whether by a family member, whether by whoever. This platform is to come out and voice your story. Tell the world what you have been through.
Well, kind of, I find it quiet on that side of the fence, man.
No, let me tell you this, eh? I don't want to overtalk all there. No,
Nah,
this is not about attacking the police service. We need the police to protect us because I have family who in the police service and they are good officers. You understand? They are law-abiding officers. They're doing their work by the book. We need the police to protect us. But at the end of the day, you cannot be victimizing people for your own benefit. Because let me tell you, as I say, up to now, that has haunted me, right? And after that now, they came and they meet my eldest son. They met him in Sandy Grande, right? He had 21 grams, I think, of marijuana on him. We always say you could have a smoke on you, right? I don't know how much is the limit you could have. They met him with that, and they lock him up. And when the officer arrested him, the officer told him, I'm giving your mother she business to mine. And mine was not the same officer, had to be one of his comrades, one of his friends. So you see now, and then my son, the eldest one, he only have mouth. He don't have mouth lock up. They encourage him now to plead guilty. Because they told him if he didn't plead guilty, he would be going down in the prison for 21 days, sentence and tracing. I don't know if I'm saying it right. And in his mind, he don't want to go and make no deal. So he pled guilty. But thank God, you see, God, through it all, you see, God have the final say in everything, you know. While that matter was trying, I was on my knees praying because I was listening on the other end. And mind you, the prosecutor that was doing the matter is the officer that advantaged my 19-year-old son, uncle. So you see, it's a network. It's a network. So they mean to say, because I come out and I talk, they're going to victimize me, they're going to give them a business to mine. And this is the kind of thing we have to face. So if you've done it already, so then what could you do? Not come out and talk and let somebody hear you. You cannot stay quiet with these things. This is unjust. This is wickedness to the highest level. And this thing is not only happening now, you know, that happening way back. I can give you another story with that, with my eldest brother. You understand me? Where I saw my brother got set up by 2 police officers with cocaine. I didn't even have children yet. Right? And this is something been happening over the years. But then again, when you go before the magistrate, you're guilty until proven innocent, you know. And things like these have to stop, and people have to come out and highlight these stories.
You see, we're saying there, and it's supposed, you see, people don't understand where you now say that you're guilty until proven innocent, and it's supposed to be the other way around.
It's supposed to be the other way around. But you see, in this country, in this Trinidad and Tobago, we're backward. You understand? No, we're backward. And they don't care about you, because if it is that you don't have some kind of big bougie family, like, you know, people with money, you're not really saying nothing, you know, you have to take that and cool it. And it's about time.
Where you can't afford a lawyer?
Exactly. If you can't afford, I can't afford a lawyer. You had to take it and cool it. Take the advantage and cool it. But now is the time to push back, and we're not pushing back with violence. We're coming out and talking. Because let me tell you, as I told the officer in one of my videos I made, I said, listen to me. You cannot go around doing people these things. I might fight you on social media, and I'm not even fighting you. I'm telling the story as is. But it has people out there who do like what I do. They will come and find you where you're living. And you start bringing danger to your family, so they're not thinking about what they're doing, because why? They're hiding behind the law, and they're telling themselves the law is going to protect them. So if I didn't come out with my story and talk, although my eldest son gets victimized by that, he was charged for drug trafficking, right? You understand me? I felt hurt again, and I came out and I cried out to the commissioner. I said, look at that. Look at what takes place. These people have no respect for you. You understand me? Because you sent me back a letter stating that you acknowledge what is taking place with my son and I, and you will look into the matter. Up to now, I haven't seen anything happen, other than I have seen the officer, the senior superintendent, who is the officer's uncle on his father's side. I hear them moving. You understand me? But nothing is being done.
No feedback as the investigation.
No feedback, none whatsoever. So I even told them, I said, here what's going on. From the end, and Mr. Renaissance will bear witness with me. From the police station to the far end of Grandly District, the main road, there's cameras. If all you do believe me, pull back the camera footage on Tuesday morning, and all you will see for all yourself will take place. And when all you see what all you see doesn't add up to what I see, and the other two young men say they saw, well then here we're going on. I will put my tail between my leg and count my losses. So the camera footage will tell the story. But you see, in this country, we're so corrupt. You understand? And because it's an officer of the law, they don't want to feel bad. They will sweep it under the carpet. And then when they catch yourself, they'll find the officer and come into court. And bless the lawyer, they go just the magistrate, go just throw it out. And that's the end of that. But then they remain with a record. So then if my son is to look for a job, let me say he's to go and look for a proper job.
They will ask him, what were you charged?
Thank you very much.
when them thing take place, is a stain that eternally go on the record.
Yes.
What can this son get locked up for?
Well, the 19-year-old one.
I'm saying that is what people will say.
Yeah, that's what they were saying, because in my presence, they search him in front of me in the charge room. I was standing right there. The charge room don't have a wall. It's just a glass, a clear glass. And I saw when they searched him, all he had on him was a cell phone and his wallet. When I came back, they say he had a knife. So I was like, well, what I should have done? You see, that situation had me so in a daze. Then I should have pulled out my phone one time and videotaped them while they searching him, only to find out he had a knife on him. Where did the knife come out? And while he wasn't here, he was telling me that...
Now you talk about a knife. I mean, what charges that they could lay on him for having a knife on him? I don't understand that one.
No, well, what I was saying, no, remember, I wasn't standing too far from him. So when I saw the officer approach him, I looked around one time. So I said probably that he had a drink and he threw it in the air and went the officer, or he probably was doing something wrong. But I was standing there because I went down the road that morning because I tell myself something would not happen, But I just didn't know the time nor the hour or what was going to take place. Right? And I saw what took place. And when my son went, after they done beat him like a dog, and he get licks all in his balls and all kind of things, they even refused to take him to the hospital. They took everybody else to the hospital, and they left him right there for the 4 days that he stayed in the prison, in the cell. Right? And when they did let him out, I took him to the Sandy Grande Hospital. The X-ray machine wasn't working. The doctor just write a Panadol for him, and that was it. And 2 weeks after that, two young men, just approached him in front of the same police station while he was going to work. And they put up game of the out in front of the station. No police had come out. nothing take place.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing on the screen there is the situation in which Candace is talking about. Now, that story there, any one of you can find it on Facebook if you're this in YouTube, a matter of fact, and Facebook. On our page on the Workers' Rights 868 page on YouTube, Workers' Rights 868 page on Facebook. Well, YouTube is not page, it's channel, but that is the story in full. Now, if you could see the video, that is the video there in which she was in the crime meeting, in which she would have went up to the front and would have discussed it, and the whole story have been told there. From since the time at the meeting, Candace, when we was there and we was told not to tape, we would have went again, we would have gathered stories from the villagers and things. Trust me, some of these things real frightening. So we would have known about this firsthand. And even an article have been thing on the Sunshine fully about Officer Lamuel Cortez. That was on the papers, in the Sunshine. A matter of fact, editor there who would have claimed to be a part of that network would have contacted us and would have asked us for some of the information that we would have collected. So what Candace is saying is the gospel truth. And the thing about it is this: you can't beat back eyewitness. And that is something that go, imagine that a whole village of people would have seen and feel and would have experienced the abuse of the protective forces. And again, we're not labeling all the police as bad police. You see, from the time we started bringing out constructive criticism as to what is concerned, let us see what has happened. When Gary Griffith and all would have said certain things in the public domain, you would have seen the relentless attacks. But I doubt is not the factor. I very much doubt that people is trying to label all police as the same. Because I would have experienced some good work from the police. And again, there is human being and there's true police from a society that isn't perfect. So they are aware of what is taking place. And not to say the least, we have a man on the line here who was a police from before. So, come on. I can.
Yeah, that I was. So I fully well know the ins and outs.
Mm-hmm.
But Candace, what the question I would love to ask you, as as a woman, So what you're saying, Candace, is the reason why you decided to join myself and Renison in this fight is because you would have understood that, yes, because, and this is pretty easy in relationship, because a lot of times people have problems. For example, this afternoon, people have problems. And just as a lot of times people want to come on here, as young lady would have not want to come on here this time because she's afraid of victimization. What words of encouragement you feel you might have for them as a woman? Because I know there will be other female persons listening to you, empathizing with you, but as well living in conditions where they themselves are crying in silence. What words of encouragement you think you might have to motivate them to come out and let their voices be heard?
Well, my words of motivation will be this to them: that woman, that mother, that son, that father, that whoever that would have gone through some sort of discomfort, some sort of advantage, now is the time to wipe your tears because it don't happen already. So what you will do, you have to stand up and fight back, push back. You you cannot continue to live your life in misery, because when these people was doing the unjust to you, they didn't think about you. They were thinking about themselves. They wasn't feeling sorry. They did it because they could have done it. So now is the time to stop feel shame, stop hiding under the rock. Now is the time to come forth and talk about your story. This is a platform for the people. We are the voice. Come with your proof, because I like proof. I don't like propaganda. I don't like PFC. Come with your proof, state your facts, like the gentleman, Mr. Mirage, came with his facts. State his proof, and we decided to run with the story and put it out there. Come with your facts and let us deal with the situation. Put it out there. Now is not the time to be afraid. This situation done happen already. So wipe your tears, lace up your boots, and come forth with your story. It's either when you come forth with your story, somebody might be able to help you. You could never know. Somebody could help you. Or we could point you in the right direction where you could get the help that you rightfully deserve. Or you could share the story and you will edify somebody of what took place with you, so they wouldn't get themselves in that same predicament. But staying silent is a no-no. Now is not the time to stay silent. For too long, the wise have been living off of the foolish. And because they know some people will be frightened to come forth, they advantage you anyway, anyhow, and they don't care. They just the foot and they go on with their business to the next victim. So by you coming out and talking, saying your part, saying your piece, it could put a stop to them, because every time they know that you're out there and the name call and the head start to turn and they start to see what's going on, they're going to start back down. They're going to say they fight, But they are going to be afraid now because you're coming out and talking, and you need to talk. Stop, sitting there and staying silent. Being silent is not going to help. You have to come out and talk, voice your opinion. Say what's going on with you. You never know, as I said before, you could get help. I got help because if I did stay silent, I would have never get help. And I am grateful for that. So my advice is time to wake up, time to stand up and push back.
Now, Candace, I mean, you would have said something that is very instrumental. You see, throughout history, there were brave women just as yourself. And, there was a saying from Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks would have said, as a female individual, that standing up when you are right sometimes means you have to stand alone. Let me repeat, standing up when you are right sometimes means that you have to stand alone. Because not all the time when you are standing up for the right thing, you go have company. Because the right thing is not always popular. It's not always the popular view outside there in the public. Sometimes you standing up mean that you're going on tomorrow, you have to look for next work. And I mean, in some cases, you have to be strategic with the thing. Because I ain't saying to put your bread and butter on the line in it. But I also is telling you not to take no stupidness. Because in the same Bible would have talked about the be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. Now you would have been talking about the thing that you would have been saying that the wise living of the fools. And a wise man don't need a fool to survive in him. That way you're describing the is a wicked man. Is a wicked individual that do not care about you personally. Is caring to outsmart you for his or her own gain. That is it. That way you're talking about it when you're talking about the wise is about timing.
Yeah.
Because a real wise man going to understand the benefit of the human contribution as to things in society, because together the world would have reached to this state. Nobody could not do it alone. In all aspect of religion and in all platform all over would have talked about togetherness and the power of unity. You hear Gandhi talk about it. You hear Martin Luther King talk about it. You would hear people like even self Rosa Parks. Togetherness, together, we could build a bridge as to reach certain places that one person alone cannot reach.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying, Candace? So I understand you fully. Now, this year is to encourage the many of you that are outside there, that are viewing and are looking on. Encourage yourself. Encourage your friend. Encourage your neighbor. Now is not the time to sit down and take the nonsense that is taking place within society, because we go constantly remain in this third world state forever and evermore, and only crying out for somebody to save you, and we're not knowing that you is a part of that process too. You are part of that process too. So you know, Candace, you know, I'm glad that you're on the team. I'm glad you're seeing the need not just to be on the team, but to encourage other people to come out and hear the stories. We care about you. Can some of the times, you know, we just be all about, look, you see that yesterday we was in Port of Spain. Candace was there, you know, we was discussing, you know, what we going to talk about and the show. We had a big lineup, you know. But the need to call you out, people, is more important than our self-aggrandizement. Together, we are important together. We say Candace as a woman in the thing. We say, because I mean, there are people that want to come out, want to say something, and saying, Candace, you know, I know, you know, I know what might happen, but you would have walked with faith, as seen in the video there.
I would have walked with faith. Now, let me tell you this, there were many nights I couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There were many nights I was crying and praying and talking to God for protection.
Yes.
From my son. Because there was an incident that took place on the other street, right? And that incident swept under the carpet, right? I'm not even going to mention it at this time, but it was swept under the carpet. And because of that situation there, I started to think to myself, next minute that come and happen in my house. And then I started to fight with that demon in my mind. I say, Candace, is either you sit down and you take the advantage, or you come out and you continue talking and you continue talking and you continue talking until somebody hear you. So it's okay to feel hurt, you know. It's okay to be afraid, but don't stay there too long. Rise up and push back. This is a free country, and freedom of speech belongs to each and every one of us. And if you sit down and take advantage, you're an easy target. You're not open, so if they can do it once, they will do it again, and then you will be prone to advantage. So sitting in one place too long and popping sorrow and getting sick and taking on and getting stress and high blood pressure. When we have a platform, we put a platform out there for you all to call in. Or if you want, you know, you could visit us. Right, find us. We have our number. Come to us with your story, and we will put it out there. We will make sure and put it out there the correct way, together with myself, Mr. Renison, and Mr. Khan.
Sheldon Khan.
Sheldon Khan. We will put the story out there for the whole entire world to hear. And this is not about fame, you know. This is about pushing back, letting people know this is what happened to me. So when you tell your story, and I would say story, you know, your situation that you would have gone through and still going through. When you put that out there, you could get help, or you could warn somebody. So in the near future, if that person happens to end up in that predicament, they will know what to do, who to turn to. So we cannot sit down and remain silent. We cannot do that anymore. We live in a different timing where you have to stand up for what is right.
Napoleon Bonaparte would have said this: courage isn't having the strength to go on in it. It is going on when you don't have the strength.
Exactly.
sometimes, I mean, you can't make it one more day. That way you're telling yourself. Because when I really study it, that is not really facts in it. That is a living example of that. Sometimes you can't make it, so you're thinking, you're telling yourself. But something deep within your soul, within your spirit, within your heart telling you, hey, don't give up.
Can't afford to give up.
And you know, Candace, you being a mother, some of the times, I mean, this is a more real reality to you than to anybody else. I ain't saying that because sometimes, I mean, the relationship with men doesn't be all that good sometimes, and sometimes from the very father of the child, sometimes as a woman, you have to walk out. And most of the times, you have to have the strength to do that.
Yeah, as a woman, you have to be both. As a woman, sometimes you have to be both mother, father, doctor, nurse, lawyer, everything. When a father could turn his back and say, well, you know, a mother can't become a mother, you feel that pain, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You carry that child in your belly for 9 months. You feel the pain you nurture that child from small. So when you sit down and see all this thing happening, remember they're looking to you for, whether there's a big man, still they're looking forward to mommy. If they have daddy, they're looking forward to see what mommy could do to help them. And if mommy, or in another instance, if it's mommy gone and daddy's there, sit down and do nothing. That child is going to, or child or children or whoever is going to sit down and say, you see me? I didn't do nothing wrong, and look at them advantage. I go in and turn bad. And then and there, you get a bad man on your hand, you know, because I get an advantage for no reason. I had to talk to my sons, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had to talk to them and let them know here what's going on. This is how it is. I'm going to stand by you because I saw what happened. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to talk him out of it. You understand? I had to talk him out of it because he started asking himself, because he said, mommy, me ain't do nothing. You still see where I stand up and look at what happened to me. And now I have to go to court. Look at it. He tell me, look at that there. I get a case just so. And he gone off in space. He gone in the bedroom, lock his door. And he didn't come out for the rest of the day. So you see now, that's affecting them. So you as a parent, you sit down now and you let that go. What you think, what example you leaving for your child or children? How would they watch you? How would they look at you? Somebody had to stand up, somebody had to put their foot down. You cannot give, in my book, I was telling Frank community, you cannot give, you see right about now, you can't give me shit and tell me it's ice cream, you know. I'm not taking that. I'm not fighting back with no gun and no cutlass or no violence. I'm fighting the way how I know how. I will tell my story until my dying days because it's something I saw. You understand me? And as a mother, I'm not looking for fame.
Mm-hmm.
It has to stop. And if we do not make a stand, it will going to continue for ages and ages and ages. Because when the incident had took place with my eldest brother, my mother did the same thing I did, you know. But back then, you used to get a little justice because my mother went directly to the commissioner. Mm-hmm. Right? And the commissioner called his son up there and dealt with the situation down here. But in this time in here, it's who you know and who know you.
But sometimes too, you have to take a different approach, you know. Sometimes you have to take a different approach because when you would have been trying a particular way, sometimes you have to take a different approach.
Right, so that is why I turned to social media, and I was glad when you all reached out to me, Mr. The Phantom and Mr. And I reached out to me. I was happy because I was looking for help.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the town meeting, that the first town meeting they had, when you, Mr. Renson, and the other lady was there with us, and when they said the commissioner was coming, they know fully well the commissioner wasn't coming, but they gave me the message telling me that the commissioner was coming. So I racked up my people and all who would have had issue with the same Lamuel Cortez, and we went there only to find out the commissioner
not coming.
was not coming.
And the type of intimidation I would have feel there. Watch out, the atmosphere was heavy. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know where it is to go in. a place that police come in to talk, and police telling you all kind of thing, and sometimes they not tell you don't do this, but the minute they come and talk to you and the big rifle in front of you, it's an intimidating situation.
It was an intimidating situation, but at the end of the day, I had no fear. You know why I had no fear? Because I didn't went there to curse and get on with nobody.
Yeah.
I wanted to meet the commissioner in person and tell she what it is I saw. And there were other people there who were standing with me who saw what took place. They came to tell she what it is they saw and to voice their other complaints. And when we look, was no commissioner, so I told them. Then somebody even whispered into my ears that, be careful because they want to lock you up. But I said, but what they want to lock me up for? I ain't do nothing. I just come to talk and say what it is I saw and what it is we are going through.
Yeah.
When I realized that is what was taking place, I pick up my handbag, I dust my foot, and I walk off. They even tried to stop me from walking out, but that wasn't the platform. That wasn't the platform, because how could you go to the river, sit on the stone and bad talk the river? Because all the officers that were standing and sitting there and mingling to the crowd is from the Sandy Grande police station. Now it had good ones there. It had one of the officers that I knew. But the ones that was doing the advantage, they were there as well. So how could you sit on the river stone and bad talk the river? Nothing would have come out of that. And then they had stopped you, Mr. Renison. They told you that you cannot tape the story. But if it's a town meeting and there were other journalists there, how come they reserve the right to tape the town meeting and not you?
You see, that is again a next form of intimidation. That is what it was. Because even self after that, and you see, that is the kind of thing people just be talking. Now, after that whole situation, I would have traversed social media and on the police page and would have seen that they would have taken pictures and videos and put it out within the public domain. I would have seen that, and I have evidence. All you had to go is search up the TTPS page, and you go see a list of tongue meetings. There are pictures with children, all kind of thing. Now I see the blocking of the face, and that was the thing. We sit down there, we come there. I mean, we have been retained. You understand, by people there. You understand, to tape the whole affair. And what they are telling me is that I cannot tape the person that I was retained to tape. And that is, and you see, and that is the thing. Now the average man ain't go fight with the police. The average man, because police have a way, certain policemen have a way of putting a story as to show them as the star. And the minute talking in court is a different issue, you know. So from the minute them do that, you really have a chance to defend yourself. But if you don't know how to do it correctly, it's a problem. You go in and stand up and say guilty because you know what our case and thing. Because you don't want to every time. There are ways that people just use to duck court. You know what, every time you go there, they say in the sick, they send in a sick leave down at next location and them kind of thing. And let me say you're working, you miss 1 day, you miss 2 days, come on. So we living in a society, it's easier to say what's going on. Let me go from there. And that one went on. So when there was the private man to tape the whole session, when you really think about it, it didn't really worth that kind of fight around that point in time. But we would have sent up certain things too. We would have sent up certain things that the can't deny up to they being get no reaction, but because we was Nanton would have tell we don't tape. If he would have introduced himself to us as part of the corporate communication of the police force. And he would have tell us no tape, we have that, we have witness.
But Mr. Ransom, pick up in there. Why not why is this stop you from taping? That's supposed to be a town meeting.
It is.
It is a town meeting for everybody from wherever, far and wide, within the vicinity of Sandy Grande to come and voice their opinion, state their complaint. And why all of a sudden it becomes something private? that you all couldn't tape the session that was about to take place. So that alone is to show that some of these heads, they know exactly what's taking place, you know. Right? So now, everybody trying to do damage control, but then they should have been doing the damage control from way before at hand. They wasn't doing it. So now, it get out of hand, and I mean to say, I don't know why God just gives me these kind of battles to fight, right? But I am the type of person, I can't take advantage. If my son if he did something wrong, and the police had apprehended him, I would have digested that. I would have put my tail between my leg and tell him, go before the court and beg for mercy because you know it was damn well wrong. Because I don't know nonsense, mother. I the type of mother when you get yourself in trouble, I come in the station and put a cocktail on you. I am going to embarrass you because you know why I'm going to do that? Because you're embarrassing me, you know. You come from me. You understand? But I don't know, like I don't know what it is taking place, but at the end of the day, the wrong thing could never be the right way. And if the head and good, the tail could never be good.
Can this say it easy? You come into the station and they're playing a computer.
First I never say because everybody know Candace, everybody know the Amazon, you know. Everybody know me.
So that is why the police could say, that is why they could say, the the mother something to quarrel about.
I'm giving your mother shit business to mine.
Right.
You understand? And you see, they don't have, but they're doing it so brass, bullshit. They're showing it fact that they don't care because they're doing it, they've been doing it, and those in authority and checking upon them. Because that's why I sent for that video, and I know the commissioner has people watching on. I said, ma'am, send private investigators, send police from Outer Grande to do an investigation. And what you will find out will shock you. Don't take my word for it, because I was a small man, right? And I was a nobody. And upon proper investigation, you will find out what's taking place, but nobody really takes one. And if they take one, I don't know, because I ain't getting no feedback. All I get is a letter stating that she's aware of the situation and they're looking into it. But all right, although I get the letter, you meet the son in the eldest one in Granby, and you give him a drug trafficking case. But thank God for Jesus, I just pray, because that magistrate was going to him for 6, you know. Yeah, so when I started praying, you see, prayers will move mountains. Prayers just carry a long way. And God knows that I could not have dealt with that. You know what it is that your son gets charged for something he was not doing, and he going to prison for 10 to 15 years, that would have killed me. And we still have to look out. We still have to be on repeat and recuse, because you don't know who is his friend and who will be riding die hard for him. Because since that situation happened, a lot of officers who used to talk to me, stop talk to me, started watch my bad face, and they go the way. But listen to me, as I've said it before, and I say it loud, I don't care, you know, I don't care. I haven't done them anything wrong. And they know in their heart, I haven't done anything where they know of the individual's behavior. Why only correct him? It's human you're dealing with. Look, right after the incident, I saw it had a team of police officer up in the back playing cricket with the young men and them. And they posted up and somebody sent it to me. Though they probably was hoping that I would have put it out there. I never did. Because I said, what for it to do? Let me tell you something. And I just always say this. When you're the officer of the law, you're supposed to become one with your community. Tell me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, one says the officer, I believe, well, I'm supposed to say that you're supposed to work with the community, even to solve case and matters.
Because let me tell you something. People like to carry news, you know. Right? They just call them informers, right? People like to carry news. And you see, as an officer, when you become one with the community, right, to interact with them, it makes your job even easier. Because if something happening up the road, let's say about a drug man selling drugs up the road, or about pimping out people, somebody kidnapping people, somebody go whisper in your ears. So instead I have to go right all along the mountains, apprehend this man who doing the wrong. You know directly who to go to, so you will know how to investigate and solve the crime. But when you as an officer becomes the bully and victimizing people and doing them wickedness and nothing comes out there, what do you expect?
Yeah.
What will happen? And then you gain them case, you tie them up in the system, and they cannot get a proper job. What will happen again?
And that is what has take place, as I saying. And then we talking about the lighter side, it are officers that has target certain people. And when I mean target, they see them, they mark the face, they see them in a roadblock, they're looking for a ticket to get them.
Yeah, the pressure in you.
The pressure in you.
For their own selfish gain. And you see, things like this have to stop. Because when one, let me say, all right, out of 100 officers, let me say it might have 40 bad. But the 40 bad will cover the other 60 that is good, and then the people will say all police bad. And then the public, no, we don't lost trust in them. It gets even worse. You understand? Now they're trying to blame it and say some of the officers and them stressed out. And you know, they might deal with things in a different way. But at the end of the day, send them for counseling. You know, send them for some kind of psychiatric evaluation to deal with to help them with their daily lives. Mm-hmm. But you cannot have situations like this and just move them around, push them in a corner. So you have to deal with it because the situation is going to reoccur. And it may even get worse, and it's a nightmare for people. It is a nightmare. I have lived the nightmare, and at times I have still relive the nightmare. It's God alone that has brought me this far, and I still can't give up. I still have to pray. So, as I said, if the head ain't good, the tail could never be good. And we, as people, we have to stand up, not for bacchanal and confusion and propaganda. You're standing up for what is right, whatever is the situation. And this program is not to target the police, and I keep saying that we need the police to protect us. But when you see all they're doing foolishness, you have to highlight it too, because that is a crime. That too is a crime. Mm-hmm. That is perverting the law. Likewise, the other situation that people come into me with, that too is a crime, is unjust, and you need to come out, highlight it, and talk. You cannot sit down, wake up. Do not sit down on it. Mm-hmm. Come out and talk. Tell somebody, and you might whisper it in the right ears, and somebody might have a solution to your complaint. They might have an answer to your cry. You have to get it, because people have a tendency to advantage you. And once they see you take it once, you take it twice, they will continue doing it over and over, and they're not feeling no how, you know. So why must you feel a how to come out and talk for your rights? And I'm leaving that right there. Why must we, the public, must be afraid to come out and talk for your rights? Because when they were doing the injustice to you, they did it bold-faced, back-faced, bold-faced, and they didn't even care. So why must you stay in the dark? Why must you stay in the shadow and not come out and talk?
Well, Candice, I'm looking for this video here that on it. I'm looking for this video here on your TikTok where you would have started a conversation with a nanny. You understand? I'm looking for it here so I could air it too, because a lot of people are asking about that video, you know. A lot of people are asking about that video. And that is a video I want to play.
Well, with that situation, right? Because of what the distance the gentleman live in, and because of the situation, finances and all of that, we set a date for Thursday, right? Where I would have to organize a transport to get him to come to my studio and do a clarification and to highlight the story a little more. to put it out there so that people would know the unjust that he's facing at the moment, because this is a woman who would have known him as a child. She was his babysitter, the nanny, right? And then his mother passed on. And it's only when he got hold of the deceased father, who took his life, cell phone, and he cleared the bill and he retrieved the cell phone. He went into the WhatsApp and he would have seen messages that the father and the nanny was in a lover's sexual relationship.
Can it be the benefits of the viewers who don't know this stuff? Give them a little bit.
Well, that's what I was doing there. Now, this gentleman, by the name, I can call his name. His name is Siam Maharaj, right? They live in, the mother has a home in Las Lomas, right? The mother got ill and she died. So that left the father and the young man. But apparently the father was grieving over the mother and whatever. And then shortly after that, I think the nanny and the father would have started a lover's relationship. Right? And the young man would have only found out that when the father took his life by drinking poison. So when he retrieved the cell phone, because the nanny had called and asked for the cell phone, and he didn't give it to her. So I advised him to go and, because it was a postpaid phone, and I advised him to go and pay up the bill and bring the phone, go through the WhatsApp, and print out all the conversation that the nanny and the father would have had. And upon going through it,
Why you calling the nanny?
because that is how he addressed her, as the nanny, and I didn't know as yet if he would have wanted to call her name.
But how long does he
He knows that nanny from a child. She was his babysitter, or the mother would have been a nurse.
Before you go on, let me you see you gave an overview. I'm going and play this story. I'm going and play it from your TikTok account. So anybody who want to see the story, we on Candace's TikTok account, where we are pulling the story directly so you can hear it for yourself. For yourself. So that is the story there.
That your mom passed away, right? How long
Like
ago
Candace,
did your mom pass away?
in the background.
3 years ago, right?
Where he would have been telling the story
Yes.
from the beginning.
And your dad came and took his life.
Right? And
How?
when he was, for quite a while, he was telling me about it, and I was, because
Right,
I know
yeah,
them
and so
very
on, so
well,
he
and
took his
he was
life.
telling me about the story, and I was listening to them, and I was giving them some little advice. And then one day, he asked me if I would air the story, because he needs help, because the woman take him to court for the house, because as the father died, and he was sending out the information to let people know, because apparently the father was a known man. She got the information, and she called him one time and said him she got the keys to the car and the father's cell phone. So he said,
So this is a lady that the parents have hired to take care of this gentleman since he was
a toddler.
a toddler.
Yeah.
That's why he was there. He knows her since he was a toddler.
Right.
But he would have only discovered that this kid, this was having, he would have only found out about this when his father died and he was able to get access of his father's phone.
Right. And then he would have found out that 2 months after the mother died, the father would have, when she produced the will, because she produced him with a will, and when he looked on the date of the will, and he checked it, he said, but wait now, my mother died at so time, and so year, and look when this will was made. So apparently, it's either they were having, the father and the nanny was having a relationship while the mother was alive and ailing, or after, right? Judging from the WhatsApp messages. But from what I have read in the WhatsApp messages, because they have a lot of pages, this woman, this nanny.
Candace, let me know going deep into that story because that story
All
different. Because
Yes.
we want to get the guy on because he would have said to you that he would have come by his studio
Yeah.
up there and when you're going to have that up and running by Thursday.
By Tuesday. Yeah.
We going and do that story in full so you go get a whole view. Candace, where's your handle on TikTok? Warrior Princess?
Yeah, Warrior Princess.
Warrior Princess. So that is the story that you're seeing. That is the video that you're seeing playing there on on now. I'm going through the page now. You would have been seeing it. That is Candace there. Warrior Princess. She have a red head. Red hair. I'm Candace. Candace, they were right.
I find it look at another blonde.
Thank you.
So that is Candace page there that you are seeing on TikTok. Now she would have started to explain the story. Now Candace is situated in the area of Sandy Grande, right, Candace? So Candace go be there and she go join us in studio Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays go be the day that she breaking down this whole thing. Is Candace that go be directing this whole scenario here on the Saturday, where she go.
And to put you might be curious
Uh-huh.
at how they have covered that all the way standing and all the way from point person. It took us well, it takes us sometimes around 3 hours. But given the other day we take a man. What did you mean by that? Rich plane? Rich plane went?
Yeah.
Take a man.
I can't even remember that. I can't even remember the street.
That's the other way in take a man. But the thing about this is that the time was brought where we went to a video for parents, and it turned out to be the whole school where you had a school population of 400 children. And you might be looking at that. They have a school population of 400 children. And 95% of the children not from Tuesday from point portion. It actually takes them about a half an hour to an hour sometimes to get to school. But the real problem is school transport for that was only provided 2 or 3 maximum.
Wow.
Yes. So you have children coming far. That's my son back. So you have children coming from as far away as Pooch, Labrie, back. Right? And when we call the school, they will say they could only provide, they were only getting transport for the Form 1.
What?
Yes, they were only school. So the parent that called us, right, she says that like yourself as the parent, working night. But the thing about it, she leaves somewhere around 7 o'clock to work in the afternoon, something like that. And she said oftentimes her son can be and sometimes she leaves at 7 o'clock. The first son right? Because the school is in such a remote area, and because they're such a lack of transparency for the larger amount of some 300. So on an often case, when she's leaving home, her son can reach over there.
Wow, and in this time, wow.
Yes. And then when we went there, after we, of course, went after the principal decided to then act as and called her for a comment or a meeting, as in your case. We went down there with her. And again, as in your case, parent was called into the school. We would not allow them to talk about it. Well, of course, you remember yours.
Yeah.
And so we were outside around half 10 till probably around 12. That's the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? The hurtful part of that is the amount of children that was coming at that hour.
So can I ask a question? So saying that you all would have gone to the school, the parents would have contacted you all would have gone to the school with the parents. What preparation they would have made? Let me decline this call. What preparation they would have made for those children in terms of getting them the proper transportation, in a timely fashion?
Well, after the story, several teachers would have called, trying to defend or trying to say why. After we would have heard the story, the school has now got school transport for all children. But you know what? Not the frightening part about that. This situation was taking place by these 10, 15 years old.
Woo-wee! So you see again, like it's like people going through the discomfort, the unhappiness, and they make themselves accustomed to it. In other words, to say, you make hell your home. And that is something we have to come out from. We have to try and get away from that. Because having to be going through that situation for so many years and doing nothing, and it takes one person to voice their opinion and look at the situation change. So that alone is to show you there's hope.
Yeah.
Not so?
Yeah. Yeah, there is hope. I wasn't looking at it, kind of say catch me by surprise there. I wasn't looking at it at least from that anger. But I understand the anger that Sheldon too was saying, where he was saying that the timing, because when we was there, the time the time.
You see, the reason for not wanting you all there, because they know, you feel they didn't know of the situation, they feel they didn't know what was taking place. They knew, but because it doesn't affect them, they let it sweep under the carpet. It's only when a situation hit home, then people just understand it. And it's at the time they would have had a car, they had their own transport, they ain't coming from far. So it doesn't really affect them. So they didn't put the children's and them education in front as a priority. They just leave it like that's how they reach. Remember them done on in the school already. Whoever come first serve. You understand? So now that this woman was brave enough to reach out to all, let her voice her complaint and highlight it and bring it to the forefront, they felt shame. So that is why I want to believe that is why they didn't allow Paulie to come forth and do the interview together with them.
No, is that thing that we are accustomed to, but it's not the right thing. That is again, you see, when you find people doing them kind of thing, they are trying to manipulate the narrative.
Exactly.
You understand? And the outcome are situations. Because, let me tell you something. You see, not knowing certain information, it has influenced your decision making. A matter of fact, knowing and being informed about different subjects and different way of doing things, it has been more informed about certain things, so it make a more educated decision. So if the public believe that these institutions and them like the school, like government, a matter of fact, if or even the police force, if the public believe that it is running efficient, they can make laps around the head.
Yes.
Because what Sheldon would have just spoken about there is that these school children come in at a particular time within the school. So they would have missed out at least two or three forms. It has 7 for the day or something, so 3 in the morning, 4 in the evening. A form period is a period of, I think, 45 minutes. 45 minutes. They would have missed out two in those periods on them, where they could have been learning very vital, critical things. Because all these periods and them have been structured in a certain way. So in the morning time where your attention is high, you're missing out periods in the morning time. The periods in the evening is more to relax. I mean, you're winding down from the whole day, the sun hot and whatever. In the morning time is where you could absorb the most.
Imagine how long that would have been going on for.
For years. For years that was going on for. I was in that school and I telling you, I would have went there for 5 years and I meet that taking place. Now the school would have transformed because it would have had different principal and their styles was different. Not the work was different in their style, because being with children down in the country, come on, we have a different mindset. Right here in Trinidad, there's a different twang. If you go to Tobago, you hear them talking a different twang. In Cedrus was something totally different. It was a different twang. Well, everybody was talking down there. Days where I started talking like Dede and I went down there 5 years. Where he done so. All year. I just can't take it out of my vocabulary no matter what I try. My mother beat me for that already, you know. But yet still I saying, oh yeah. They are pick it up. So imagine that going on for a significant amount of time.
Exactly.
Imagine the damages it doing to the people, to the children, to the population of children that go into school down there over a period of time. They are not getting the adequate supply of education, if that is taking place, to compete in a world like this.
Exactly.
So if you check the average grade in these schools and them, which have the same curriculum like all the rest of prestige school and them all over Trinidad and Tobago, you see, we have to watch it from there. You know, it's not like if two things, yes, other things that is going on. Yes, some of the parents and them don't know how to parent. Yes, we could come with the congruent fallacy that a lot of things taking place at the same time and is what causing it. We cannot say it's just the education system alone. The parents sometimes they know what to do. They take away our identity. It sees a whole list of things. But you see, coming to the children itself, if we are providing a proper education where it's starting promptly on time and we have dedicated teachers, instead of some of them just coming for a salary and whatever. But coming straight back to the point, a lot of the schools in these areas and them is you're going to see them top in the chart. Because I don't see no different in terms of the curriculum. It are no different. It have none. So if you find a child going and reaching to school at a certain hour, he done is already behind. Already.
He will be behind. Because no teacher ain't going and start back over what she already started. No, you just had a falling and you're missing out still.
And some of them ain't care to start back.
No, I was telling no teacher ain't going and start back. Because you're supposed school starts at 8:30 or 8 o'clock, you're supposed to be there on point. But again, if the lady didn't highlight the story and bring it to the forefront, there wasn't going to be a change.
True.
So you see, little bit by little bit, it may not happen overnight, but if you make a stand and you stand up for what is right, and you keep pushing, and you keep pushing, and you keep pushing, the wall will get weak, it will start to shake, and eventually go fall down, and you will make a vital impact. But you see, in order to make a fist, right? In order to punch something, you have to tighten your fist together and join all 5 fingers together in order to make an impact. And if one person doing it alone, they won't take yours. But a group coming together,
Yeah.
right? That one lady was she alone.
Yeah.
The others was in the background and they're shooing and saying nothing. But then again, she reached out to you.
And
and
something could have been done. Something.
And something was done, not so?
Yeah.
So that is for sure, as I keep saying, we all have to join together. People, let us be a voice. Come to us, come with your story. No, we're not begging, you know. We're not begging, we're not pleading with nobody, you know. The floor is open, it's a freedom of choice. If you tell yourself something is not right with you and you figure you're being unjust, come with your facts, lay it on the table. We will go through it together with you, explain it to us. Because you might be able to explain the story in front of the public. You might feel shame, you might feel intimidated, afraid, or whatever. Come, bring it to us, and we will highlight it and put it out there, and we will run that story till it's on the air, till the air fall off.
Till
And we
the
must
air's
get some sort of justice. If that is the only way we have to go, without violence, to get justice, why not try it? Why not try it? Because you can't leave it up to leave it and say, well, let she do it. And then the next one say, well, let he do it. And you keep passing it off. And the situation is that it remain the same way or it get worse.
True. It's either it remain the same way or it get worse.
So you have to make a stand.
True. And I say try. I say try.
Try. It's better you try and you fail to try.
True. It's better you try and fail than you fail to try.
Exactly.
You know, I was going through the chat and the point 14 to Ikaka's pep chat, and I would have seen something this morning that somebody would have sent up there with a picture with a small fish, with a group of fish bound together, and they eating a bigger fish. And it's showing here in the picture that the day people understand this image, everything changes.
Exactly.
Everything changed from the day you understand that image.
Exactly.
So, you know, I mean, coming together have its rewards.
It have its reward.
It have its rewards, and we need to.
I am a living testimony to that.
Is a living testimony to that.
Yeah, because it wasn't for the help of you, Mr. Anderson, and Mr. Khan, Sheldon Khan, and the other two journalists out there, the Phantom and Miss Diana. I would not reach no way. I would have just been baffling, but more people would have listened to me on social media, yes, and you know the Bush lawyers, and them would have voiced their opinion, and that would have dead right there.
Right,
So
yeah.
people like you and Mr. Khan, well, now I joined the bandwagon. You understand? With all you.
I like that one. You joined the bandwagon.
Right? Our motive is to make an impact, is to make a stand for the voiceless, for the people who are afraid. You understand? So I am urging the public, whatever little issue you're dealing with, and you figure you need to highlight it, whatever pressing issue, whatever sadness, whatever sorrow that you are going through, and you think you need help and you don't know where to turn to, who to turn to, call in, have a chat with us in private, and we will weigh the situation And come with your proof, come with your facts. Because we're not dealing with yesterday and no bacchanal and no picong. Because they had us to put a young lady in her place, right? Because she started to bash Mr. Maraj because of whatever indifferences they would have had. So I had to let her know. I would have taken that bashing from a stranger, not her. Don't come on my platform to make no confusion. My platform is not about bacchanal and confusion. It's about facts and bringing the story, real facts and true stories. And as I don't like to call it stories, true facts. So I had to put she in she place, and one time she deleted herself.
They mean she did delete herself. She deleted herself from where?
From the TikTok. Because she's a known TikToker.
Alright.
Right? And I stand for what I stand for. I'm not just going to say if we want to do this thing the correct way, we have to deal with it by the books. No nonsense. You come with a story, come with it, come with your facts, and we will put it out there and at least assist you or try to get help for you so that you can get the justice that you so deserve. The ones with the negative comment, it will come. Then we just block and delete them and just move on.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But our program is not about picong and bacchanal. Saturday night, we're going to be the bacchanal thing. We leave in room for that on Saturday, so people could call in and talk about the issue with the man or the woman or whatever. That's the bacchanal time. But you see, when it comes to the real facts, if you can't come good, don't come at us.
Right. Right. If you can't come good, don't come.
Exactly.
So the people at Trinidad and Tobago, we again are here. This is the beginning of a journey, a matter of fact. And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. We have Sheldon Can, we have Candice Edwards and myself. And we will continue to bring you commentary like this all the time, every time. Stories that you're not seeing no way. Sometimes something hiding. Senators, we're going to make these chat public that you can put some of these information up there, and we will pull the message directly from the chat. When Candace studio up and running by tomorrow, you understand, you're going to be seeing a lot on the Workers' Rights Network, broadcasting and talking about current issues and current affairs. Just now I might ask her to join she on a program. You understand? So, at this point in time, we're winding down, But we will be back to give the story concerning in which we would have uncovered in the area of Egypt. Of Egypt village is that, watch me, that story, real dread. We would have uncovered the mosquito nest in the area. We would have found what many others I think don't know about it. We would have uncovered that story. And trust me, in the days to come, we are going to release that within the public domain. But first, before we do that, I and Mr. Sheldon would have agreed that I sent to contact the relevant authorities first. The Harvard thing that they're saying that we don't contact the relevant authority, we don't reach out to them and call them. No, we would have been doing that. We have records where we call phone, we went and make appointments. Yeah. Yeah, the judge would have asked that why we didn't pick up the phone and call.
A judge would have asked, did you all contact the authorities before you all produced the story? And we would have said, yes, Your Honor, we have been highlighting issues more than a year now. Mr. Rennes has been doing it for quite some time now. And we have covered quite a bit of stories in quite a bit of areas. And we do on a normal basis call the representatives and text them, and we get no response. We go and we make an appointment to see them, and we get no response, Your Honor.
So let me interject there. So you see again, the fact that you all would have contacted them and informed them of the situation on innumerable times, that is to show they were aware, because all you tell them, and they decide to do nothing, hence the reason why it does not affect them. So when you all decide to put it out in the public domain, they have a problem.
True.
So now that it's out there now, and heads turning, people getting to realize what it is taking place, that is the time they will look to, now is the time they will look to try to correct the wrong, you know. But at the end of the day, and you're getting them to do what they're supposed to do, and hear what? They're doing it by force. When that is what you're supposed to do. You know, a long time, and they used to pass along by people's house and throw a little sunny thing in your tank and in your drum of water and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like to eliminate mosquitoes. That wasn't that was the purpose of the sunny thing?
Yes, that was the purpose of the thing. They used to throw it in tires, you understand,
Right.
all over.
So where are those people?
Where are those people? Now, you say something very informative in it. Now, we would have seen a story that Marsha Walker would have posted up on social media. The minister and them can't even run out a stamp. They run out a stamp.
Run out a stamp.
Yeah, they run out a stamp. Now we go play that video tomorrow. They run out a stamp. And that goes to show that in certain things that how they could be adequate and efficient with having the sand to throw in your little tires and things.
Yeah, because I can remember that's what they used to do. They come by your house, they say good morning, because they mostly come during morning time. They ask for the little card thing. They sign on the card at the time and the date that they pass, and they hand you back your card. If you don't have one, they make a new one for you, and they go and they throw the sandy thing in your drum of water, in your tank, if it has tires, and they would advise you not to keep no coconut shells, if you know, to catch anything to catch water, that catching water, plants, whatever have you that the mosquitoes could nest in. They would advise you, but now you're not seeing these people.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where are they?
Is it that they have some other thing in place that they could deal with the mosquitoes? Because of this evening, I don't really want to touch on a certain place, right? I ain't want to put myself in problems.
You among the call the name.
Right? They would have gotten dengue on the workplace, where the mosquitoes would have bite them on their workplace and they contracted the dengue.
It's curious that you say that, because last night, myself and Renee went to the Port Port to help a friend. And while there, around this very set hour, we were attacked by mosquitoes. Them on the port, them ain't need no guard. Them mosquitoes don't get vicious.
And you remember, even if they didn't come with the sand thing, they used to come with a van with a kind of smoky thing, and they passed on every street. You all can remember that?
Yeah.
And it's smelling really bad. And they advising you to open up your windows and your doors, and they taking the time and they passing through, and they smoking out. They even walking inside your house. And they're smoking out your house with this thing, and they tell you, leave it to air out, right? So that kind of the smokiness will come out. And it used to help. It used to, get rid of the mosquitoes, but now you're not getting that.
I mean, it's supposed to have it, eh? It's supposed to have it.
When last you see anybody like that pass through the neighborhood, or your neighborhood, or if you are aware that somebody in another neighborhood would have gotten that kind of facility? They stop at that.
Well, to be quite honest, I mean, I would have gotten dengue, and my son would have gotten it too, and And we would have called them, and my mother, I wasn't home. I would have left to, to attend to my son. We're not living in the same place. And she said they would have came there with a Miss Blower. So that the last time I would have seen or would have known that they would have came, and we had and I had was to call them. I had was to call them.
So they
No,
only sprayed you alone.
yeah, they only sprayed with the Miss Blower. They didn't have this kind of smoke thing with it just pass around with. We can't just say it's correct. I don't think I don't know when is the last time I ever seen something like that. But I know that Edward Moody would have been talking about that in Woodland, and he would have said that um the businessmen there would have put up and do the thing on their own.
Okay.
You understand? So that way it reaching to in certain cases. That is where it reaching to. People, private citizen, paying up the money to spray out things on their own.
Wow.
But however, we are going to go into that story in full. We will give you all the full. We will give you all the full facts concerning this thing that with mosquito-borne diseases that would have been plaguing mankind from ever so long. And you know, there was an interesting article that would have written in the Express, and and things like that. We will go into it. I mean, we are coming to the end of the program at this point in time. We didn't want to pick up too much of your valuable time because many of you would have taken time out of your schedule as to join us on this program tonight. Tonight is the first of many. Yeah, son, we come in Monday. I keep saying Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Right, Candice and Candice and Can. I see or here would have said that today. I mean, in Port of Spain, that would have been the video that playing in the background there.
Yeah.
Candice come now, man. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come now, man, Candice. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Wait, tell me.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday. 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. We are asking you guys to come out, lend us your ears, tune into the program, listen to what we have to say, and feel free to call in. If you want to talk to us in private, you can wait until the show is finished, and you can call either myself, Mr. Renison, or Mr. Sheldon Khan. Our numbers are there. You can call us. Let me just say, you will be a little, considerate of the time you may want to call. But you can feel free to call us and tell us the story. You can meet with us as well in a safe place where, you will feel safe and we will feel safe. And we will listen to your story, and we will try our best to see what we can do. But staying silent does not solve the problem. It will not go away.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Mr. Khan, where are they saying closing? So
I am truly blessed and thankful to be part of this discussion.
yeah.
Well, I am very grateful for being allowed to come on air with you guys and tell my side of the story and voice my opinion and reach out. And I pray and I hope that this program will reach out to somebody and touch somebody's heart and mind and realize, here what, I am not in this alone. There is help out there. There is hope for me. And reach out to us, because we are just one phone call away. If you call and the line busy, there is Mr. Renison and there's Mr. Sheldon Khan. If the both of them busy, you have me. We on normal call and we also on WhatsApp. So reach out. Reach out and touch somebody. And let us try and make this world a better place again. Let me take back the country. our sanity. Let us stand up for what is right. This is what I have to say to the public.
All right, people. So, well, with that, we are out. We are out, and there are stories that we are going to air Thursday. Candice are going to come with this story that she would have been talking about the nanny. And we go in and talk about the thing with the mosquitoes. We will give a full editorial on that on Thursday, so look out. A powerful information-packed show will be coming on Thursday. And on Saturday, of course, you know, is Bacchanal Saturday.
Yes.
Bacchanal Saturday. So we come in straight with that, the full work. So you can have a sit down with Candice, and Candice going to be directing that part. First time, you know that you kick me out, I'm going to be a co-host in the thing, girl, Candice. You know, gone.
Are they ready for this trouble? Are they ready for this?
Yes, we're ready.
And of course, you're going to be seeing Candice from Thursday. You're going to be seeing her. You'll be seeing her face to face. She'll be joining us live here, live in studio. So with that, we are out, people. Thanks for listening. And to you, the people at Trinidad and Tobago, thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed night.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thursdays and
Saturday, Bacchanal Saturday.
I like it. There we go.
Hi, good day, everyone. I'm Candice Edwards, and I'm here with Khan, Mr. Khan.
Yes, can.
We are the Advocate for Justice. And look on our YouTube channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday. Well, Saturday is the Bacchanal time where you can call in.
Bacchanal Saturday.